and welcome back to the Forgive Yourself podcast. My name is Brenda Reese, and I'm your host. And today's episode is one of those conversations that's going to stay with you long after this microphone or speaker is turned off. I am honored to sit down today with Harper Bailey. It's the pen name for, is it Tiasha Bailey?
Yes, it
Does
is.
I have that? Oh,
You
good.
did. Yes.
I'm so glad I got that right. Thank you. And she is a visionary public health leader, resilient truth teller, and now a powerful first-time author. Very exciting. Harper made history as the first Black woman to lead a prominent national women's healthcare nonprofit where she reshaped conversations around health equity and made space for the voices that had long been overlooked. Her debut memoir, It Was Her, takes us on an intimate journey through 4 stages: running, falling, sinking, and flying, each offering language to experiences so many of us quietly carry. With a foreword by Lisa Nichols, who I love, Harper invites us to witness grief, creativity, and healing as intertwined forces. I know, exciting. Her writing blends vulnerability, reflection, and a fierce honoring of truth, the parts of us we used to run from and the parts of us we're finally ready to reclaim. Today, we're exploring the dream that sparked this book, the grief that became a surprise catalyst, and the courage it takes to tell your story in a world that expects you to stay strong, but rarely asks you how your heart is doing. This is a conversation about manifesting dreams through pain, about reframing trauma, and about the quiet power of forgiveness. Welcome, Harper.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. That intro was everything. It just gave me so much energy. Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh,
Yes.
so glad to have you. So, because this is, what you wrote about is beautiful. And I'm
Thank you.
excited to dive into like the process and all that, but I'm, like we said before we hit record, it's like, okay, the pen name.
Yes.
Why did you choose Harper Bailey and what did that
Yeah.
unlock for you?
Yeah. So the pen name is actually the name of the daughter I never had.
Oh,
So I am a mom of 3 boys, and my husband, when I was pregnant with my second child, we had this name, Harper Ava Bailey, and we were just like, we just know this is the name for her. This is the name for her. Long story short, she never came to fruition. We put the name to the side, and it was okay. I was like, "Oh, this is my calling. Here I am." And learning more about my story and who I am, God gave me exactly what I needed with 3 boys and ushering them through this lifetime, right? And so, I decided to write under a pen name because when I would go into these writing sessions, I could transport myself into a place where the 4 walls around me was no longer there. I was not speaking from a place of ego or being an intellectual or even moving from a place of the roles and titles that I held, but I was just free in myself. And I was like, I have to wrap this up in a way that's so beautiful and to give it a name. And I journaled about it a little bit, meditated on it, and it was like, you already have the name. Her name is Harper. So
ugh,
that's how it became.
oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So you didn't like start that way,
No,
having a pen name.
no. I was thinking I was going to be TG Bailey. I was going to use my name because, again, here I am. This is who I am. I wear these different hats. I have these different roles. This is part of it. Being an author is the next thing. I had no idea that experience and going into the space of writing would really unlock something in me, and recognizing very early on that this was really about co-creation between me, my ancestors, and God. So it was a spiritual experience.
Oh, that just gives me chills. It does,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a part of you,
Yes.
right? This Harper is a part of you that
Mhm.
comes through in this beautiful spiritual space.
Yes. Yes.
Ah,
That I didn't know was there. Honestly, I've always been a journaler. I
okay.
got my first diary at the age of 9 and wrote in that and enjoyed that. And it was something I did know early on, that writing something about that was very freeing. And
Okay.
so I continued to journal throughout my teenage years, throughout my 20s, throughout my 30s, and I kept those journals. I still
Oh,
have my first diary. And
oh,
even though I moved to these different places, I always would pack these things up and just take them with me. Never had a plan for how I would ever use them. Would often go back and revisit my works and
okay.
just be, like, oh my God, what was I thinking? What was going on? Just a way to go back into my past and really just open
Yeah.
up some things for myself. And when it came time and I kind of got the download that the next thing for me was to write a memoir, which I was like, what? There's no way. There's no way. Like, no, 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 no. I'm okay with being honest with myself. I'm at that place
Mm,
in my life. I can do that. I can be honest with people who I love and who I know love me. I can
okay.
do that. I can be honest with my therapist. We have a
Yes,
relationship. We can do that.
absolutely.
Being honest with the world about who I am and what I've been through, um, I don't know about that. And I kind of like put that down. I wrote about it and I was like, not doing it. Can't happen. Nope. I don't understand what that's about. It's not
Exactly.
my thing. Yep.
I'd rather get a root canal, thank you very much.
Absolutely. I can think of a million other ways that I can complicate my life than writing a memoir. Because if I'm going to do it, the way that I do everything in my life is to do it. There is no in between. Yeah. And
Yes.
that's who we are. And so I actually stepped away from it. And then I got called again. It's like that magnetic pull, right? When something is a part of like your soul's purpose, it calls you. Like you're
Yes.
thinking about it and not even thinking about it. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just try it. Let's see. Start writing the first chapter. And the first chapter is about my mom and her transition. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, pouring tears, cannot get the words out, all the things. Talk to my therapist about it. She's like, yes, this is part of the work. You should do it. You can do it. And I would go back in and I would write some more. My husband would check in on me and he'd be like, are you sure this is okay? And I'd be like, yes, my therapist said it's good for me. Leave me alone. It's working. But it wasn't working. I
Oh,
had to put it down. It took me 6 months to even get that first chapter down, and I had to walk away from it because I was like, this isn't working.
yeah.
I don't think, how can I write a whole book and I can't even get through the first chapter?
Yes.
So I stepped away from it, woke up out of my sleep one morning, and I'm yelling, I'm gonna do it. And my husband's like, "What?" And I was like looking around and I was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "I just got into a fight with the ancestors and I lost. I
That I
legit lost. I know that part and I have to write this book. That's it. It's the next
mm,
step. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know I have to do it." And I had the next inspired action was to gift myself a weekend at my favorite hotel in Chicago and to go in there, have a personal writing retreat, order all the food I wanna order, put on the comfy robe, do all the things,
yeah.
but to walk away with an outline for the book.
Okay.
When I left, I legit walked away with the whole outline. So the book and what you hold in your hands today is the outline. It is the fleshed out version of that. And I knew when I left, I was like, "I have everything that I need." I have everything that I need, and I just now I have to figure out how to just keep going.
Mm.
I
Oh my
know.
gosh.
Even I get chills even thinking about that, like, I cannot believe that and that was February of last year, going
Wow.
from 1 chapter. Yes, and by October, I had all of the chapters done.
That's beautiful.
Woo.
That is so good. That is
It
like a girl on a mission, like, your
oh my
ancestors are going,
god.
"Boom, it's time.
It's time.
It's
It's
time."
time. You have to do this. There's no way around it. And when I realized and knew that that was it and this was connected to my purpose, you can run around it if you want to. You can skirt, you can do all the things, but
Yeah.
again, it'll keep coming back to you because it's what is meant for you. And it meant that I had to create space to be able to do it. It meant that I had to have some level of dedication, and it's like, "Oh, huh, look at life." I've had other things like this where I've had to commit myself and have some dedication, right? Being someone's mom, being a sister, showing up at work, being someone's boss. What does that even mean? What does that look like? How do you show up time and time again? And so I had some experience that I needed to then just figure out how I could leverage it for this
Okay.
purpose. And so I promised myself 3 times a week I would have a writing session.
Good.
The goal was to have 1,000 words each time. So get there
Ooh,
however
I
I
like
could
that.
get there.
Okay.
Okay. And then to set the scene. So I set out pictures of my ancestors because I knew they were the ones that, like, you have to do this, and this isn't not about you. So I also knew very early on in my journey was that this is the first time you are carrying a dream that doesn't belong to you.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, thud.
It's like, yes, it's not about you.
Wow.
Yes, it's your story, but the story is to help unlock stories that
Mm.
belong to others.
Ooh, mic drop.
I was like, "What?" All of my other dreams. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, to go to school, to get that job." Like, I could see myself in that, and I knew it was for me. Yes, it helped other people and all of that, but I'm carrying something that I don't think I even know how to do.
Yes.
That's not for me, but it's my story. Hmm.
Mm.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
"Okay, you're gonna have to show me
You
'cause,
gotta show
you gotta
me.
show me."
You gotta show me.
Yeah.
And I needed that vulnerability. I needed that to really open me up so that I could write from a space of love, divine energy, where so much so when I would get done writing something, I could walk away, come back to it and read it, and it would feel like it wasn't even my own words.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Oh, wow, that's a deep
in it.
place.
Deep.
Yes.
So much so, I would look up and say to the ancestors, like, "You want me to say that part? You want me to leave that part in there, or you want me to take it out? Can I take it out? No, don't keep that part. Oh, okay, that's the important piece. All right, Imma
Okay.
do that." Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my
Mm.
goodness.
Yeah.
Now, how far out from your mom's journey was you
Yes.
writing the book and that
Yes.
first chapter? Like,
So
how
from
far?
that first chapter from when I started, so it'll be 12 years now from when
Okay.
my mother transitioned.
Okay.
When I first started, I was 9 years in to her
Okay.
transition, and
Okay.
I had some experiences that I talk
And
about in the book, that actually let me know that I was turning a corner.
okay.
Where I had spent those first 9 years, many of those years really running from the reality of her transition, really being in a place of the wilderness, right? Not really
Yeah.
knowing who I was, what I was supposed to do, but
And
still trying to, like, muddle my way through life. And use the tools that she taught me. Like, things happen in life. You still pick yourself up. You fall. It's okay. She would often say to me, like, "Hey, we all die." And I used to be like, "Don't talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to." As a kid, I'm like, "Girl, we don't want to talk about those things." And she's like, "Yes, we have to talk about these things, but I'll always be with you. I'll always be with you." And I'm
oh.
like, no, because you have to live forever. Because if you die, I know
Oh,
my life
exactly.
is going to change. And I don't want it to change because it's you and me. So it was 9 years, and some things happened that let me know that, okay, you can start talking about this. You are turning the corner, but you haven't completely turned it yet.
Oh.
So that's why when I started writing, it was like, ugh, like everything was just there on the page. And it was like me
And
reliving her hospice experience, me seeing her laying in the bed. And that imagery is so vivid because it was just right there at the door. And
mm.
that first chapter it's like a download of the grief, all the grief I had been carrying for
Oh,
those
yeah,
years.
that first chapter.
Oh my God.
Oh my god. And the
It takes
dream,
you
I mean,
there.
the way you start it is, like,
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
You're
Mm.
like, "I'm in it.
In
Here
it.
I
I'm
am.
here.
I'm
I'm
here.
here.
I'm in
Yes.
it." And
Yeah.
just the way you describe it is like, I'm crying, like, feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm crying with you as I'm writing it, even as I read it to this day. I still can
Yeah.
feel those emotions, but it's like I'm meant to feel them. I'm meant to experience them.
Exactly.
And it's like, what a gift to be able to put words to how we are feeling,
Yes. That's
right?
what touched me deeply, was finally someone is expressing what I was feeling, through different parts of grief
Mm.
throughout my
Yeah.
life,
Yep.
but it's a beautiful way. I mean, it's
Mhm.
like the grief was speaking through you and
Mm.
giving us context, but giving us tangible
Mhm.
words.
Yes.
That's what I
Yes.
found to be so it's like riveting, you gotta keep
Mhm.
reading.
To see, right? To be like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. If it starts like this, hold on, wait. Before she even starts talking about her mom, she's running and she's running from herself. Right. So the
Yes.
preface is that, and that's
Yeah.
another dream that I had,
Yes.
but I couldn't make out like what that even meant.
Yeah.
And then it kicks off with my mom. And that being the like really the intro to reintroducing me to myself.
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Do you think that's why the book went so quickly? Was like, I mean, you were ready. I mean, it was
Yeah.
right there. I mean, it's not like it's not overnight, right? Because you were in
Right.
this process. So it's not
Yes.
it's one of those, 20-year overnight successes. It's like you were in this process, but
Mhm.
wow, you listened. And so this
Mhm.
went fast.
It did. It did. When I look back on it and think about the months
Yeah.
of like, "Oh, man. Oh my god. This book," to have that book in my hand and have the manuscript, right?
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, 8 months from when I actually had that dream was in 1 chapter. Like, legit, 1 chapter.
Yeah.
That probably wasn't even all the way finished, to actually having a finished manuscript in my hand. I think there's
Wow.
something to be said about the timing too of when we get these nudges, right?
Mm.
And so sometimes they start off as these little nudges, like a little push to do something, and you're like, maybe, nah, but I can push it. Then it gets a little bit bigger, and it's more like not just a nudge, it's like a hey, a warm hug, right? Get in there. Or you'll look up and then there'll be these synchronicities where people are saying certain things. You look up and you're like, oh my God, God is talking to me in so many through different sends messages, right? So it comes
Oh,
to
yeah.
you in all different ways. So I think I had all the signs that were telling me, hey, you are ready to talk about these things, whether you know you are or not. You have everything that you need to be able to do it.
Well, and I'm thank you for sharing too about that from just writing that first chapter, which you were reliving the grief, you're going through this,
Hmm.
and that was okay.
Yes.
I think that was part of your healing, right? Was
Hmm.
was doing that because when we're lost for so long, because we can be lost forever, there's a
Yep.
reconnection that grief can bring us through that creativity. It can take us to a place. And it sounds to me, and we talked a little bit about this, about where that grief can take you, and that you can
Yes.
hold both at the same time. You
You
can
sure
hold the
can.
grief and this love and creativity and expression. Is that what you
Yes.
found in this?
Yes. Absolutely, that it was space for it all. And I
Yeah.
think at one point in my life for many years, whether I recognized it or not, is that I was giving grief so much space.
Mm.
I was just because I thought that just holding on to her and just holding on to those memories in that past would somehow bring her closer to me when in fact it didn't. Like nothing, and I wasn't getting better. I was trying different things. I was journaling. I went to marriage counseling to try to work through some things with me and my husband. I started going to individual therapy. Yes,
Mm.
I was feeling better, but it still was, I was like, it wasn't taking hold.
Mm. Mm.
And I know that joy is possible for me. I know that I can sustain it because there have been times in my life where I felt it before and it stayed for a little while. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do I get that back? But not even getting that back, but actually getting to a place where I can become the joy, right? So it's not the joy of all the things around me.
Yeah.
It's not the stimulation from others, but it's really this internal peace.
Yeah.
And I think writing the book was a part of my healing journey as well.
Mhm. Well, they have that saying, grief needs a witness.
Mm.
So, yeah.
I've
So
never heard that. I love that.
isn't this beautiful?
Oh, it's
Because
powerful.
that's what just reminded me, because it just gave me, like, chills when you were saying, it wasn't getting better. I do like we talked about before, I was doing the things,
Yes.
but
Yes.
grief also needs a witness. And when we
Yes.
have someone, even our ancestors, God,
Mm.
whatever that is, but ourselves too, and this for you was like the book,
Yes.
when we allow that out,
Whew.
it changes us,
Oh my
and it
God.
and it opens it's like it doesn't break our heart more, well, actually, it breaks it
Mm-mm.
more open.
Open. Open.
That's what I feel for
Open.
you. That's what I felt
Yes.
in this process, and I love the 4 things, from running to,
Oh my God.
flying and
Yeah.
and, you know, and I just love that because you made a bold choice to include your personal journal
I
entries.
did.
That
I
was
did.
bold and really intimate, and it drew us
Mhm.
in, and
Yes.
what made you decide to do that?
Honestly, again, being in this space of co-creation, I don't think it was this intellectual, intentional move. I was using the journals, right? And going back and culling through my experience. So
Mm.
they were a bit of a guide in the process as
Oh, that's
well.
good.
And it helped me like go back and teleport into some of those experiences. And it's like, what was I thinking? What was on my heart in those moments? Yes, I can write about those things, but
Mhm.
how about maybe putting the words in there? I'm already using words anyway.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's see how this goes. And it just was a natural kind of way to really take you to where I was. Even though I'm here, like in the present right now, writing
Yeah.
about the past, I actually
Yeah.
felt like I was able to go back in time and really share where I was at. And I mean, I think the beautiful thing about journaling, and I know journaling is not everyone's tool, and I respect that and get it. And every people have tried it. It's like I've tried it, and it doesn't work for me. And I'm like, I get it. And there's so many different ways of journaling,
Yes.
right? I'm a little old school where it's something about kind of that the muscle mind kind of
Mhm.
connection of what it is that you're pulling from here to here and actually writing about it. Something
Yeah.
about that
Oh, yeah.
that moves it from out inside to
It
out.
does. They
It
have it. It's
does.
science. Science shows
Oh,
that
okay.
today. Yeah.
Good to
They're
know. All
actually
right. So
showing
now
the connection between
mm,
handwriting and
okay.
the emotional release.
There we go.
Yeah.
So I knew that okay, so that makes sense
Yeah.
of why it was just like, "Oh my god, I know that there's some power in being able to write and being
Yes.
able to say how I feel." Especially when I know that growing up and being in spaces where I had adults around me who didn't know how to speak about how they
Oh,
felt. Or
yes.
we didn't talk about emotions. We did not talk about how we felt. Things happened. Who gives a care about that thing that happened? We still have things we need to do. You scrape your
Right.
knees, you clean them off, you get up and you keep going. You're stronger for it. Get in there,
Yes.
right?
I understand that. Yep.
And so I
Yeah.
didn't know, I didn't have the space or have anyone model what it meant to
Mm.
process and kind of get those feelings and emotions out there. But journaling was a way for me to be able to do it. So it made sense, I guess, in the process. I was already writing to pull in those entries. And I think it made the story more powerful.
Yeah, most definitely. It really did. Did you ever have any hesitation, like, on, like we were talking a little earlier, it's like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You really want me to do this?"
Uh-huh. Be like, "No, I can't write that," and be like, "Yep." The good news is that because there was no thinking and no ego, when I was writing, I would be like this. I couldn't even keep up because the thoughts were just coming, so I couldn't even think about it. Couldn't even
Wow,
think
that's
about it. It was just like, mm, 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 mm. Every time before I would get started, I would look at my outline, so I kinda knew where I
okay,
was looking to go. I always did a gut check. Are you in a space to be able to
okay.
go there to talk about that
Oh,
thing, or can you wanna bounce around? So I think it's important for people to know we got to
thank you.
honor where we are in any given moment. So while the book kind of moves in this logical order, I didn't write it that way. So I bounced around
Ooh,
quite a
thank
bit
you.
based on how I was feeling in my emotional space, because again, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And so being able to say, "Okay, today we're gonna talk about this thing." I would journal a little bit before
Yeah.
I got started.
Oh, good idea.
Yes, as a way to do a dump boop, about the thing. And then when I went in, it was just typing, 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 typing. Close my computer, would not look at it. It wouldn't be till I would revisit it again some days later where I would be looking up like, oh no, I can't say, nope, can't say that. There's no way you want me to say that. You want me to tell them about that? Okay. Really? About that guy? I forgot about, oh no.
Oh.
Oh wow. Okay. What is my husband going to think about this? What about that? And journaling one day, I had a thought about like, yes, I know I want to write this book and I know it's important to write this book. I'm not here to do any harm. I'm here to honor my
Mm,
story.
there you go.
I also want to give my past all the breathing room that it deserves.
Mm.
And it hit me that my husband could be my alpha reader. So he would be the first person as the acts got kind of written and drafted, he would be the first reader.
Oh.
Yes, to be able to, "Hey, babe, what do you think?" What and every time he would devour the pages, like, come back, and I'm like, "There's no way you read that whole thing. That you know how long it took me to write that? What do you mean you finished?" He's like, "Babe, it's so good. It's so good." And I would say, "What about that part, though? You think that's okay? Telling people that I was sexually assaulted, you're okay with that?" And he would be like, "Yep, it's your story. It's your story, and you're better for it.
Mm.
Go for it. Go for it."
Oh my gosh.
Right? I would
Mm.
look at him like, "Oh my god, therapy has done wonders for you and me." Where we're
Yes.
both in a place
We're
where
both
we
in you're
can be
both in a
open.
place.
We're
Yeah,
in
and
a
I know you
place.
write about that in the book too,
Yes.
about getting to
Yes.
this place with him.
Oof. Yes, yes. Because, hey, the thought of, like, coming together with another person and truly coming together in a way that's meaningful, where you add value to each other and can see one another, takes work.
Yeah.
And I personally know that I didn't come from that type of relationship or that modeling, right, with my parents. They loved each other and they loved each other deep, but they both were working at the top of their license, right? And all the things that
Yeah.
they had been given to be able to kind of show up in relationship. And so a lot of the things that I was carrying were things that I brought into my relationship that I didn't even recognize were
Yes.
things that I were bringing into my relationship. And so
Yes.
I thought that a lot of the challenges and things that we were having had to do with what was happening right now in this moment. You didn't take out the trash. You said you were going to do so and so. You lied to me, like those kind of things, and just feeling, not being seen, not being heard, all of that. And not even realizing that a lot of that had to do with my mother's wounds and her being let down
Mm.
and me feeling that and carrying that into my
Yes.
relationship. Being let down as a little girl by my dad and not even kind of working through those wounds
Yeah.
between the two of us, thinking I could rush over forgiving him after she transitioned because, hey, I only have one parent left. What is a girl
Yeah.
to do? Right?
Right?
To try to make good on that relationship. That didn't work.
Yes.
So you can't
Uh-uh.
breeze through forgiveness. Learned
No.
about that. Nope. As much as you want to. Nope. Can't do it. So my husband and I both had to learn that we
Mm.
were bringing in things from previous experiences, other stories, things that were inherited, and that we needed to
Yes.
unpack a lot of those things. See how we were harming each other, whether we knew we were doing it or not, right? Because oftentimes the people we love the most because they're close to us, it
Yes.
happens, right? And I
Yeah.
think it can be a side effect of being in relationship, but figuring out how we can move towards each other and what does that look like and kind of really honor one another in whatever season that we're in and really
Yes.
shed things that don't belong to us anymore.
Oh, you've touched my heart. Well, and it's beautiful that he was willing to do that too, to
Was.
stay in it, that you both were in it, right? And
Yes.
because I mean, this is ancestral healing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's
Generations.
generation.
Generations of trauma, of
Yeah.
untold stories, of secrets, right? Like, both of us had been
Yes.
conditioned, like, bad things happen, we don't talk about those things outside of our household. It's no one's business. This is sh under the rug,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
done, and we're moving forward. And we legit thought that that was a way to, like, deal with situations. No matter how we felt on
Absolutely.
the inside, no matter what we were thinking, it was like you tuck it away and we move forward because there's only one way to go. And it's that way. In case you're wondering.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I love that you mentioned the forgiveness. Like, it's like we can't push through forgiveness.
Nope.
Um, and you mentioned too, I mean, this is you have a professional life,
Mhm.
right? And so you were mentioning in there too, which I really love that you touched on this, was that you didn't allow that forgiveness into your professional world for a long
Mm-mm.
time because it meant feelings.
Yes.
And
There's no
that so
space for that.
how has it evolved for you
Yeah.
now professionally and
Mhm.
also personally? Because you mentioned
Yeah.
trauma. There's a lot in here that you had a lot of forgiveness.
I did. I did. And I've through that process, what I realized is that I could, through some processing and really seeing situations for what they really are,
Mm.
right? And how they hurt me, how I felt, whatever, good,
Mm.
bad, ugly, and different, and really like reframing my relationship to those situations.
Yes.
I was easy to forgive the other actors in the story.
Mm.
And that was a common theme for me.
Ah.
But I held out for the little girl in me.
Oh.
I held out. I was angry at her and I couldn't say it. I could not because I kept saying like, why did you continue to put yourself in harm's way? Why
Mm.
did you allow that person to make promises and break them over and over again? You know what you're going to get when that happens, but yet you keep going in there expecting a different outcome.
Yep.
And I had to do some work to really get to a place and be okay with and accepting that she did the best that she could with what she had,
Yeah. Oh,
right? And that in order for me truly to be healed and to be in a place to be whole again and reclaiming my wholeness, that she
yeah.
and I needed to become friends again.
Mm.
And instead of really focusing, and I get emotional, but when I think about it, focusing on my ability to forgive her, what if she couldn't forgive me because I
Yeah.
had neglected her for so long, for so long?
Oh.
And so she and I had some work to do.
Mm. Ah,
We had some
gonna
work
bring
to
tears. Oh my god.
do.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
Hard. It was hard. It really
Mhm.
was. But I recognized that she really wanted me to see her. She wanted me to know that me and her, we're the same.
Mm.
We're the same, right? We had a lot of the same dreams and hopes and wishes and expectations. And that our relationship, like when we think about love and what it really means, the truest
Mm.
expression of love is love for self, oneself. Yes.
Yes.
And that once you can do that, it expands your capacity to truly love others, right? Without
Mm.
attachment, to truly love people for who they are, right? Not who
Mhm.
you want them to be.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But be clear eyed about that because you have that true level of self acceptance,
Mm.
right? You have it and
Yeah.
you've given it to yourself. You're able to then give it and extend it back to others who also are worthy and deserving of that.
Well, yeah, and do you feel like it helps you see more clearly the other person without
Yes.
my expectation or your expectation of what they are? It helps you when you can look at yourself more clearly,
Mhm.
kind of embodying and integrating those parts of us.
Yes.
It helps us see that in others.
Whew. Absolutely. I mean, because there was a time where I was clearly experiencing a lot of cognitive dissonance in my life and didn't even know it. I spent many years, Brenda, thinking I was somebody I wasn't. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Showing up in these rooms, all dressed up, saying all the things, doing that. Just a shell of myself, just moving on autopilot, doing the things that everyone says you're supposed to do in this life, to keep moving. Um, until I had to like actually get real with myself and check back in. And I had to go back to the start. And
Oh,
I thought the start was when my mom left. And really, that was the door that opened the door for me to
yeah.
actually go back and realize that I had experienced a lot of grief. before her transition. A
Oh,
lot of things had happened before then, right? And so it's
yes.
like, yes, this big boulder is in your face and it's the most prominent in your life, but you've chosen that. You've chose that for it to be that way. She was
Yeah.
a huge force in your life, yes. And it's a portal. Her transition is a portal to actually take you back to your beginning, to
Mm.
remember who you are and how you got here, right? And then pull it all forward and actually be here and be in the present because life is meant to be lived in the now.
Just pause.
Yes.
That's huge. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's
you're
so
welcome.
beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you. You've done
Yeah.
a lot of work. I mean, this is just beautiful. And I love how you're bringing, yes, it was a lot of work. And now I can feel
Mhm.
the joy because I can feel it
Mhm.
from you. Right.
Yes.
And
It's here.
now
It's
you
here.
can feel, I'm going to say it this way, more whole.
Yes. Yes. Because I was already whole. I didn't realize that. And I believe it. And now I speak this to everyone. And I want this to be the message that wholeness is our birthright. We all came into this life whole, whether we believe it or feel it or know it in this moment. Like, hear me and hear me clearly. Like, wholeness is you, it's yours. And
Mm,
if there's any part of you that doesn't feel whole in this moment, it's up to you to reclaim something that's already yours. It's
mm,
already yours and it's ready for the taking, right? And so I just want to remind, and I think it's so important because we're living in a place with so much, like in a time of so much disconnection,
ugh,
so much, you're over here, I'm over there. We're living in the space of extremes. And now is time more than any other time to come back home and return to ourselves. Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. We're worth it.
We are
We're
worth
worth,
it. Oh
we
my
are
gosh.
worth
We are
it.
so worth it.
Worth it.
So worth it. So I can't
Yes.
believe I could talk to you all day.
I know. I
I
know.
could
It's so
just
fun. It's
oh my gosh,
good.
you're
Mm.
beautiful. You're so joyful. I love your spirit. And
Aw,
I
thank
and I
you.
really again thank you for bringing putting words
Yeah.
to the expressions of what we struggle so hard with. And that grief is just not that one moment.
Oh
It's
my
what
God.
got us there. And where we
Mhm.
can go from there, we're not stuck in it. We can
Right.
hold both at the same time.
We sure can.
And your book is available now.
Yes, it is. It's
Yes.
out. Oh my God, it's out. You can buy it on Amazon, um, ebooks, wherever you purchase your ebooks. And you can also go to my website if you are looking
Yeah.
for other purchasing options. And know that I am working on an audiobook because
Oh, good.
yes, because I know that people like to digest their books
Mhm.
in different forms, which,
Yes.
hey, here we are. Because the book was such like an act of like liberation and self-expression, I'm like, the audiobook has to be a movie.
Oh.
So I am
Oh.
working on that. And so just think of a movie in your ears.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Where you can close your eyes and be transported into the story.
I can imagine because just reading it, I mean, the
Mhm.
way that it's done is so I mean, you're there. This
Yes.
is gonna be a really good experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm super excited about that, coming,
Yeah.
to folks, and I'm taking my time because
Good.
hey, you gotta do the things, and I also wanna be here and own this moment and be present because I do know that's where I am my happiest.
Yes.
I can experience the most joy when I am here,
Oh,
and not always trying to think about the next big thing. What about tomorrow? What about tomorrow? And it's like, hey, tomorrow will get here. We'll deal with it when it gets here, right? But
yes.
what about today? And am I squeezing all of the juice out of this
Mhm.
lemon today so I can have some amazing lemonade before I go to bed?
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So people can download the first chapter of your book by
You
going to your
can.
website.
Yes, you can go to my website and you can download the first chapter of the book.
And that's
And
harperabailey.com,
.com.
correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep,
Good.
and
And they
check it
can
out.
find you on socials under
They can
Harper?
find me on social, Harper underscore A Bailey.
Okay.
And I am there all the time. I'm also on Facebook at Harper A Bailey, and I'm dropping
Good.
nuggets, whatever comes on my heart,
Oh, I
messages that I
love
get,
that.
and just pouring, love and light into each other because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to heal in community. And so I do that online as well. So,
Oh, and I love it. I'm tuning into you online and I'm just loving what you're sharing. So thank
yay!
you.
Yes.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we have to come to a close today.
Okay.
But what a powerful and soul nourishing conversation, Harper. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was
Yes.
amazing. I
And
wish
thank
you
you for letting
well.
us walk through these layers of grief and creativity and identity and the courageous act of putting your truth on the page. So thank
Yes.
you.
And
So
thank you for
you're welcome.
creating a platform and creating a space for people like
Oh,
me to come and share. And the work that you are doing as well is also
thank you.
healing light work as well.
I
So I want you to
received
know
that.
that. I want you
Thank
to know
you.
that.
I
So thank you.
received that deeply. And for the listener, the memoir, It Was Her, is now available. And I want to say about this, it's an invitation to witness yourself with honesty.
Mhm.
It's about acknowledging the parts you've hidden, to honor the parts that are asking to be seen, like Harper talked about today, and to reclaim the parts you're finally ready to love again. If you're listening today and you felt something stir inside you like curiosity or grief, recognition or hope, I encourage you to follow that feeling. Harper's story reminds us that healing isn't linear, forgiveness isn't a destination, and wholeness is something we return to again and again. You can learn more about Harper Bailey and her transformative work and storytelling by connecting through the links. We'll have them all in the show notes. And I'm so grateful, Harper, to you for sharing your heart, your voice, your leadership, and your willingness to show us that even in the sinking, there is a
Yes.
path to flying.
Yes. Amen.
Yes. And so, listeners, until next time, just love yourself. Like Harper said, just really know that you can come back home to you anytime. Anytime. All right. Thank you, Harper.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy it, would you do me a favor and share this episode and then follow us on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss one episode of the Forgive Yourself podcast, where every Friday you will get tips, tools, and stories so that you can turn your pain into peace. Take care.